All right, Cancer. Cancer, hello. Welcome to your weekly reading that is also timeless. It's me. It's Matt. Hi. I'm here to read for your highest good and your highest outcome. Today we're using Magic Seer and the Tarot of Curious Creatures because they wanted to read for water signs today. The Tarot of Curious Creatures is a very, it's a very silly deck. I don't know how else to put it. But it tends to have very, very beautiful messages for people, so we love that. And I like delivering beautiful messages. I also have Mondac Lenormand here with expansion cards, so if we feel like going there, we're going to go there, all right? Beautiful. All right, Cancer, let's get into it right now. 3 cards for you. 3 cards for you, my friend. All right. I'll do one more shuffle here and we will get right into it. Cancer. All right, Cancer. We've got, oh, no, there's 2 of them. All right, we've got the 6 of Swords. Did this come up a lot last week? I don't remember. 6 of Swords. We have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of already energy of motion moving into a new situation. And the 7 of Cups. A contemplation of such things. What? And then underlying the deck is Judgment with the raccoon angel sounding the trumpet to rapture you to the heavens. It's so weird. It's a mission, your calling, you know, your mission realignment. It's your calling. I think you're contemplating some kind of shift that is maybe meant to bring you closer in line with what your calling or purpose is in this life, more in line with it. I feel like, by the way, callings and things, the idea of arriving at a certain thing and that's what you do and that's who you are, it's not for everyone. For a lot of people, it's a life's pursuit. And Cancer, obviously your whole chart is going to play a role in this, but Cancer is pretty big on the home front and pretty big about being resistant to change and things like that. So there is definitely, for some of you, it may be part of your whole thing. For example, check your North Node. Excuse me. That may be a big aspect to this. And by the way, if you know what your North Node is, maybe consider checking out a reading from yours truly. Maybe there's something in it for you. I think North Node readings are very interesting, and they sometimes have something pretty significant to offer. Not always, though. Sometimes it's like total gobbledygook, gibberish, not resonating. Sometimes it hits. So you never know. It's a gamble. Okay, with the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. Again, there's definitely a contemplation of movement here. The 3 of Wands, you know, they're looking off into the distance towards that faraway land and envisioning a potential future, something that could be, and kind of really gearing up and preparing to take those steps towards that place. It's a paradigm shift. It's literally like stepping into a new timeline. You're thinking about making the journey into a new timeline, a timeline jump, if you will. If you're at all familiar with P the Fairy, she has a whole lot of information on timeline jumping. Very, very unique person in the manifestation space, I'd say. Her whole way of approaching is very different, so I do like it. There's a void when you're making this journey, when you're jumping timelines. It's really easy. It's not really easy. I'd say it's quicker. It's like getting away from the old paradigm, those first steps of walking away from things. That part can happen pretty quickly, but there can be a sizable amount of time in the void, which is sort of between the 2 timelines, right? The thing you're trying to lock in and the thing that you walked away from. It's a long journey. It's a very long journey. It's meant to be, it's meant to bring about some rest as well. There's a period of rest here. I can almost, it feels like 2 parts of you, this tortoise and this hare. There's maybe 2 parts of your own individual energy, but part of this journey is going to be healing and rest. It's something you're thinking about doing. Not all of you are on board with this idea yet, but you have options. I think what you're realizing is, like, really at the core of things, you have the potential to attempt or try to do anything you want. And I think there's one certain thing for some of you that you really are kind of interested in doing, but it seems very far away. I feel like maybe you're just contemplating that. Is it worth it? Like, which of these cups am I going to grab for, right? These cups are in the mind's eye. They are not tangible things. You can't, the Seven of Cups, people think of it as all these options, and yeah, it's about options, of course. The person can't just reach out and grab the cup, not in a physical sense. It's like the mind space of air and the emotions of water intertwined. It's where your emotional energy is in a concept or an idea. So it's not, that's why it's far away, okay? It's not there in your face, like, in this case, Cancer, I don't feel like it's right in your face saying, hey, do you want this reality? Because you could just go have it. No, it's pretty far off. There's a journey. You're being presented the Chariot. You're being presented the option to go on a journey. And I think you're also, with Judgment there, and then this Chariot, I kind of feel like you're being offered a ride as well. You know, the Six of Swords, traditionally there's a boat, and they're crossing the waters to a new place, a new peaceful place. And I think you've also, and there's no water here either. In this Six of Swords, it's different. It's like a red field, of course. It's a path. I kind of feel like, I was going to say something about the turtle giving the hare a ride, the tortoise giving the hare a ride, like, sit on my back and I'll carry you. And I stopped myself because I thought that sounded really ridiculous. And the idea of a rabbit riding on top of a turtle with a suitcase kind of took me away from the reading for a minute because it was a bit absurd. But there's a vehicle. It's like there's a vehicle waiting to take you. So you are going to rest in this journey. You're not going to be just walking and walking and walking and you're getting blisters on your feet and your back hurts and you're carrying this massive burden of luggage. No. No, there's a vehicle waiting for you. There's a lovely vehicle waiting for you to take you somewhere if you decide to go. All right, let's get some clarification on the Six of Swords for you, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Oh, one more shuffle here. All right, regarding the Six of Swords, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's a new opportunity. This could very well be a job opportunity for some of you far away from where you currently are, in a very literal, physical sense. The Magician. All right, we've got Alchemy. Love that. Ace of Pentacles, the Magician. And there's Judgment again. Yeah. It's a big... Underlying the deck is a Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is your energy responding to this energy. I feel like you're wanting to be so careful and tactful. Like, well, like the parameters of how I go towards that thing, but it has to be this way and this way and this way, and I need these circumstances to be. So I know there's a chariot there waiting to take me, but we need to make sure that all the potholes on the path are filled and leveled before I drive across it, because I want to make sure that everything's comfortable. And we're gonna definitely need to make lots of sandwiches and have some fruit roll-ups and I don't know. You see what I'm getting at here. Might be overthinking it a little bit. Because you have, but maybe you're. I'd like to think you're getting over that. Maybe you're finally coming to the recognition that you have what you need. But there's a big opportunity for you, Cancer. You do have all the tools you need. And really the only thing inhibiting you from that recognition is your mindset, the alchemy of the mind. The Magician card is literally... I hammer this all the time. You know this if you've watched my channel more than once. Whenever this card comes up, it's about your mental state. It's about your mental state, Cancer. I think, though, you're getting it. Like, I feel like that underlying energy is sort of... It's happening, and it's slowly happening, but you're going to realize that you can actually just trust Spirit, right? Judgment is literally, this is a depiction of the rapture. Because the Rider-Waite-Smith is very, very centered around a lot of Christian imagery and things. This is the rapture in the Christian faith, where, you know, the angels sounding the trumpet, and then the people are basically rising out of their graves to go to, you know, go to heaven. Go to heaven. I don't know why I said it all sarcastically like that. Anyway, you're going to recognize this calling. It's like you are being very tactful and everything, but that's eventually, you're going to throw that into the wind a little bit and let, kind of release it to spirit in a lot of ways and let it happen. Enrapturing you and calling you up and pulling you out. It's sort of it could even be like a Kundalini awakening. Big side topic there. Book of Revelations and the chakra system, the 7 churches at the beginning being your 7 chakras. That's a deep dive for maybe somebody, if you actually care to investigate that. I would maybe just Google search that. 7 chakras and 7 churches Revelation, something like that. You might find an interesting video if you happen to nerd out on those particular things. What I was thinking about this Judgment card, though, this being called up, this rapturing, it's like, it's a tremendous transformation. The dead people are coming out of their boxes. Now, if you were dead in a box, resting, and then you suddenly come alive, that transformation may feel like a death, even though you were already dead. Something shifts so dramatically that it's like, it's that whole loss of, it's a total overwhelming loss of control, like death. But you see, they're coming alive. They're not dying. So, there could be a lot of fear involved in that surrender. I think there's a call to surrender something. There's a call to surrender something, you know? There's a call to surrender something, and it could feel like death, but it's actually you coming alive. Yes, my friends, stepping into the void of a timeline jump feels like death because it is. It's the death of the old timeline. There is things fall away, and it can be very, very dramatic and challenging. My friends, I went through this. 2021, you know, it's a 5-year, and it was a year of absolute change for me. Every single thing in my life. Nothing's the same. And on the other side of it, I'm quite happy. But it was not easy. Regarding this 3 of Wands, I'm talking your ear off today. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a contemplative energy. You're definitely thinking about it. You're so like, some of you are being very reluctant about this. We have the King of Wands. However, this is a mastery of your passion. The kings are masters of their respective suits. Okay? And this is a mastery of passion. This king will persist through adversity, will persist through hardships, and do so in a tempered, I will say tempered way. The very passionate individual, but again has control over it. And then we have Justice. It's bringing about a balance in you. I think the King of Wands. Oh, look at this, the World. Yes, this is a cycle that's being closed out. This King of Wands energy was something lacking for some of you, where you again were in a previously like you were being overly analytical, overly conservative, uncomfortable with moving forward because there was certain parameters you didn't understand or feel comfortable with. I think that's something that's changing with the King of Wands, because you're learning persistence in your passions, and doing so in a very balanced way. The Justice card is balance, right? The scales are being returned to balance. I think that in the material sense, in the 3D sense, there is something being brought into balance as well that's equitable and fair. So this choice that you have to make with the 7 of Pentacles, and going into this new land, this new opportunity, it's going to bring a balance to your life. So it's like if something in this old paradigm is gnawing at you and you can't kick it, you can't shake it, and you feel like you do need to move forward, trust. Trust is so important. The Judgment card coming up twice, and now Justice. It's like, you need to trust the universe with this. The universe has in mind to transform your entire world, okay? This is the end of the Major Arcana, and of course it's the card right after Judgment. Judgment is sort of like the final boss of the Major Arcana. And it's because the Fool's Journey has so many ups and downs in it about your willpower, like understanding your personal will and your drive, but then understanding the things that are in your control, out of your control, how you handle them emotionally and spiritually, all of the circumstances, the ups and downs of life. And like, you're being taken through this whole process and kind of coming to the end of a big shift, a big cycle change for you. It's not a small feat. It is a timeline jump, and it is again, like I was hitting on that weird Judgment being equivalent to death thing. It's like the death of the old life, the old paradigm. And when you die from that, so to speak, and you open that box, the box comes off, the lid comes off the coffin. You're like, you didn't even know you were in a coffin. You didn't even know you were in a coffin. Suddenly you're in an entire world, an entirely new world that you were dead to. Something about it was missing. Yes, so regarding the Seven of Cups, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you were being guarded. You were being very, very protective. Very protective. And you weren't moving forward because you had so much concern over protecting everything. Your heart was closed off and protected. Your mind was closed off and protected, and you were unable to move or take steps because you were protecting. You didn't want to take risks. And so yeah, look, see, Ten of Cups on the bottom. I think that was a past energy, something you're going to come out of, because you're going to recognize the fact that an opportunity for real happiness is like on the horizon for you. It's on the horizon, literally on the horizon. The Three of Wands looking off into the distance, over those mountains is where the sun is shining. It's like a sunrise that you're chasing. It's a sunrise that you're chasing. Some of you are going to move east. Sounds really generic. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I said it, and I have to trust it. It just came out. Some of you are going to literally move towards the sunrise. East. We have the Empress. Okay, cool. We got the Empress here. That's definitely a much better energy. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay. Eight of Wands on the bottom. This is that direct communication coming in. All of the passions, the wands being passionate ideas or passionate notions, that energy is all aligned in one common goal and one common direction. Okay? I love to see that. I think that there will be something a little bit out of your control here. This is a separation. The Five of Swords is a very interesting card, and I will butcher this, but I actually just read a deep dive post on this Five of Swords. These three characters, it's like your fight, flight, and excuse me. Hello? You've got the fighting energy, you've got the freeze energy, and you've got the flee energy. So the three impulses to a stressful situation: fight, freeze, or flight. And each character is sort of representing one of those. I think what's important to understand here, and what I'm noticing, I think, is this: the fighter is the one that has sort of prevailed in this circumstance and has three swords, right? I always thought this was kind of interesting. Why are there three people and five swords? It's because there was conflicting communicative issues, because it's the suit of communication. It's like somebody was talking out of two sides of their mouth, right? They had multiple swords, and that became very, very much a conflict, an internal conflict, in a sense, and it comes to a head, and then there's this stress response, right? I think it is it is clearly a separation. I feel like the fight response is, for some of you, you're going to go into that. If you freeze, if you freeze, it's still happening. It's still, something is still coming to an end. There's still a separation here. This is a real call to, like, are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you going to freeze and do nothing because you're afraid to do something? Or are you going to run away? I think regardless of what you choose, something ends. Okay? Now, here's the great part. That death, I keep hitting on this death thing, that ending is what gives you the power to really recognize the fact that you get to create. This is the divine mother of creation right here, the Empress. She has the energy of all four queens in balance. This shift that's happening is very much bringing you into this energy, this Empress energy, and you're now recognizing your ability to create. You are a creator. You're a co-creator in your reality, okay? So, I feel like, yeah, the Spirit is going to intervene. Having Judgment come out twice, like, Spirit's going to intervene, and there's going to be some kind of separation or ending happening, because you're not... some of you aren't really responding yet, and it's going to take a little bit of a shock to the system, you know? But it's very much something that is in your favor, ultimately. Yeah, some of you are refusing to act, though. We did have the Eight of Swords come out here in this potential outcome. This is a lack of self-empowerment. I mean, the eights, it's funny, I just saw strength. Strength being an 8 also. Eights are cards of personal empowerment or lack thereof, and I feel like some of you do not feel powerful at this time. You feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel like you're succumbing to something outside of your control, death, right? This death is a divinely guided, divinely appointed death. You're being thrown into the void so that you can go to that new timeline. It's something that is for your highest good and your highest outcome. That's why the Justice card is here. Balance is going to be restored. Okay? Okay. Cancer. Let's get 2 more cards for you here. All right, one more shuffle. Let me just pull them. Oop, whoa, that was... Oh, my. All right, we've got the Lovers. Okay. Huh, new partnership, perhaps. I was talking about the tortoise and the hare, you know. There's 2 individuals there in that Six of Swords. Maybe there's somebody that's going to walk with you through this abyss. Through this... Well, yeah, because now we have the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So there's a divine counterpart. There's a divine counterpart that's meant to walk through this with you at this time. Yes, 3 of Pentacles underlying the deck. This is collaborative energy. This is about accomplishing a large task. There's a material task at hand that requires collaboration. Okay? Wow. Love it. And you have that. I feel like this person is coming into your life that is really there to walk with you through this void. Somebody's coming in to walk with you through this void, this transition from your old life into your new reality that is really the one that is meant for you. You know, when we talked about the chariot earlier at the beginning of this reading, that's kind of what it was. It's like there's going to be a vehicle waiting. I think the vehicle is like an emotional support vehicle. It's an emotional support vehicle. So a good friend, could even be a romantic partner, of course, but it's a good somebody in your life that's going to walk with you through this, Cancer. So, and I feel like this is going to really scare the shit out of you. This process is going to scare the shit out of you, but it is ultimately for your good. Jeez. Okay. That's the thing about manifesting, my friends. You want to manifest a timeline where you're doing the thing you love, and you're in full abundance, and you have your partner, and you've got the whole thing, right? You've got the whole 10 of Pentacles. That's what you've been working on manifesting. But you're still holding on so tightly to like the old paradigm. You're not, something about that lesson isn't being learned by some of you out there. And it's like, well, you know, Spirit's Spirit's going to learn you that lesson, probably. It's going to be scary, but you're literally being called out of the old paradigm, called out of the box, called out of the coffin, so that you can step into that new life. Yeah, okay. We got fire here. This is refining, the refiner's fire, right? A purification energy. There's a purification happening within you right now. We're using this Lenormand as sort of a, maybe a bit of advice. Even though I've already given you tons because I won't shut the hell up and read the cards. You know, we're going to use these as a potential guidance mechanism. We have a letter here. So there's a formal communication. Refining, purifying fire, a means of formal communication. By the way, this fire is also like, think of it like the Ace of Wands. It is passion too. It is about your passions and really a transformative power. I actually read the meaning of this card last night. Came up last night. So, transformative power and purification. Hello. That one's all sideways. This is it. And we have 22, the paths. You have a choice to make. This is telling you you have a choice to make. I think this fire is really meant to be a purification. It's meant to consume, again, meant to consume the old life. Meant to consume the old life. This letter, something in this letter is going to be extremely thought-provoking. It puts you in a situation where you have to make a choice. The Paths card. You have a choice to make. You have a choice to make, Cancer. Yeah. I think Spirit's about to kick you off the cliff, in a sense, into a real interesting time. But it's a time that is meant for you to really get to your true calling and your deepest, most sincere calling in life. I don't know what to say. I'm being redundant now. I think I need to go. All right, Cancer, thank you so much for watching this video. If it resonated and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you liked it, because I'd like that, and YouTube would like that, and then they'd know that you like that, and then you'd see my videos more often. So, you see what I mean? See what we're doing here? It's reciprocal. And until next Wednesday, Cancer, best of luck with this energy. This is some major stuff. I wouldn't anticipate this being wrapped up at tidy in a week. This is a pretty major shift here. It's a big shift. So hang on to your hats. Trust Spirit as you fall into the void and recognize that your death is literally somebody taking the lid off your coffin. Okay. Best of luck with it. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you next time, Cancer. Bye.